Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Coping with Life, Disabled and Mentally Ill. I'm your host, Scott. Hello, everybody. How are you? I hope you're well. Ever feel tired and exhausted and don't really want to do anything? Feeling melancholy, having a lot of thoughts, a lot of heavy stuff on your mind. Choices, stress, all that kind of stuff. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And I'm still not feeling 100%. Yesterday, I got really sick again. Today, I'm feeling a lot better, and it being Saturday, and I love Saturdays. But just figuring all this stuff out and just doing my best. But, stress is really hard for me to digest, to comprehend, because there's a lot of layers to it. And stress comes in many various stuff. So, what stresses you out or what stresses somebody else out or stresses me out could be all different and could be several layers. I will give you an example of a stress that has me in panic mode and trying to figure stuff out. This happened a long time ago. I want to say like 5 or 6 years now. But I was flying. I was at an airport. And it was weather related. But it was more weather at the location that we were going into. That was the problem. And I'm panicking because they were saying, hey, with delays, it could be up to 2 days. And here I am trying to figure stuff out, knowing that not only do I need to make connections, and I was flying with somebody who had to get to work, and I'm just putting all of my mindset of the powerless thoughts of stress and trying to plan things out. And I'm just sitting there and just in my head just trying to figure stuff out, trying to it's like, okay, if it's a 2-hour delay, I know it was the last flight of the night. Like, there was the finite time frame of Wheels Up has to be at this time, or everything is going to be delayed until the next day, and trying to figure everything out. And I know a lot of people at this point was like, yelling and screaming and just trying to. And I'm not one of those people. And this was a very stressful, but yet very learning experience for me. And I'm like, okay, I have no control of the situation. Weather is going to do what weather does. And it turned out to be good because there was just enough time. And we left in about, after was it like an hour and a half delay? And I've had other delays that didn't really stress me out, even though it should. Okay, here's another airport story that I have. I was going to Vegas, and I actually believe it was also about 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, and I remember they kept on pushing back the flight due to wind, which is pretty important. And I remember a lot of people getting mad and worried, but my mindset was everything's fine and hopefully things work out. And I had something planned that evening in Vegas that I was going in a day of, and then the next day, and I remember the day because I planned everything. One of the few times where I've prepaid for transportation from hotel, from airport to hotel, because, and with late check-in and knowing when I was flying in, I actually called when, we're leaving in about 2 hours there, and just doing math and stuff. So I called the hotel there, and they're like, "Gotcha." And so a stressful situation, and the thing that I was going to was one of those instances where doors open at this certain time, and then when doors are closed, you are not permitted. It was very it was known. They made it known, hey, you know, we're not going to let anybody late. And it was at the Mirage. I saw Tim Allen, the comedian, but I remember a level of stress and there because it's like, and so it was, words hard, delayed and fly, and then the transportation to the hotel that I was staying at, and then I had to get to my hotel to the Mirage, which was a lengthy distance that I took the monorail for, and I'm panicking because very certain cutoff time. And I go, and there's a line in the hotel to check in. I put my stuff down, and then I book it to the Mirage. And I, now normally, but so it was very special this entire weekend, which was for me, but it was a very special weekend for me. In early Marchish, and I was front row to see Tim Allen, and I'm very glad that I got to do that. But I'm like, so I go, I make it just in time, pretty close, and then I get to the seat, and then they're like 3 to 5 minutes until doors close. Please refrain from leaving because no re-admittance and that stuff. And it was fun. Then I made it back to my hotel, and then I got transportation from the hotel to the racetrack. And I got sunburnt. I got sunburnt pretty bad. But it was very, very fun. And then the next day was the NASCAR Cup race, because I really like my racing and been very fortunate to have seen many races in person. And I just really enjoy it. A couple weeks ago I saw IndyCar when it was in Portland. That was a great experience. Second time that I've seen them in Portland, many years apart. And stress comes in many different ways. And for me, it's hard because with my anxiety, with my depression, and disappointment, which I'm used to. I'm used to being disappointed in many different ways. But you have all this stuff. And, you know, what stresses me out may not stress you out. And some things, stress me out in different ways. Normally, like, oh, how am I going to afford food this week, or pay my bills, or, whatever it may be that, I just deal with, and just go, okay, and just try and be the best me possible. But I also have the naive way of thinking that everything will turn out. I have faith that things are going to turn out pretty well. And I would love to talk more about, stress. And, when I was in Seattle a couple weeks ago, I had more stress, and there was a lot of things stressing me out. And that's kind of why I am bringing this up. I'm not feeling the best. But when I was coming back from Seattle, there were so many things going wrong that induced my panic attack. My card wasn't working. I needed to do a few things. And just figuring out, so I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. I have to get to the airport. And that's... And it was... Well, actually, what I just did... basically... that was basically the start of me getting really sick. Making my way to the airport, waiting for my flight, I was slowly disintegrating into not feeling well. And getting sick in the airport is not recommended, but I wasn't feeling the best, but I was still, sickness didn't hit me until, the next day, where fever and everything, but it was a very stressful situation because just needed to make sure everything went well. Got home, but the Seattle trip, which hopefully I can talk about next week, and hopefully I feel a lot better, but just a little bit of stress, and I love you all, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and tell the people in your life you love them. And no matter what you are stressed about, big hugs to you, because know you are loved, and thank you for being you. And I wish you a blessed day. I'm going to go and try and feel better. I bid you all adieu.